Welcome students. In today's class, we are going to study about the solubility of solids and gases in liquid. Let us take one example. You have taken the water in which carbon dioxide is dissolved. In this picture, you can easily see it is a beverage in which carbon dioxide is dissolved and it is going out. Similarly, salt is dissolved in the water. The first one is gas is dissolved in the liquid. Second one is solid is dissolved in the liquid. Similarly, when you take a vinegar, that is nothing but acetic acid is dissolved in the water. So, in this case, the solvent is water in which the solute is going to vary as gas, solid and liquid. As we have discussed in the previous class, there are different types of solutions can be formed based on the nature of the solvent. There are totally 9 types of solutions you have seen. In that we have taken nearly 3 types of the solutions here. But the solvent is common, that is water in all the 3 cases. Then what is solubility? Solubility of a substance is the maximum amount of the substance that can be dissolved in a specified amount of solvent at a specified temperature. It is very important to note on that specified amount of the solvent and specified temperature. If you are checking the solubility of any substance in any solvent at a different volume, it is going to vary. And as the temperature changes, the solubility may increase or decrease. That is also important. So, it mainly depends on the nature of the solvent, nature of the solute, temperature and pressure. These are the 4 factors which will affect the solubility of solute in the solvent. How does the solute is vary? For example, if you are taking a solid substance, it can be an electrolyte. If the strong electrolyte is there, then the solubility will be maximum, whereas the weak electrolyte, the solubility will be very less. Similarly, when I go for the nature of the solvent, if the solvent is polar in nature, then solubility of that solute will increase, because as the polarity of the solvent increases, it will easily make the solute molecule to dissociate. Next is temperature. Usually with increase in temperature, the solubility will go on increasing. But it is not true all the time. With respect to gas, it is inversely proportional. As the temperature increases, solubility of the gas in a liquid will go on decreasing. Next is pressure. As the pressure increases, solubility will be increases. When you are dissolving any substance in a solvent, to the maximum extent it will dissolve. After that, whatever quantity of the solute you go on adding, it is not going to get dissolved. Then we call that solution as a saturated solution. But how do you define in terms of the chemistry? A solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a given temperature and pressure is called as the saturated solution. In the last year, while discussing the equilibrium topic, you have studied that there is going to be an equilibrium between the solute and the solvent at the saturated solution. That means when the solution gets saturated, and you add some more quantity of the solute, those will go on dissolving, but simultaneously the solute particles which are already dissolved, they go on crystallizing. So there will be an equilibrium between the solute which are dissolved and undissolved is going to be takes place. That is, in a saturated solution, there is a dynamic equilibrium exists between undissolved solute and the solution. The next thing is unsaturated solution. A solution in which more solute can be dissolved at a given temperature and pressure is called as a unsaturated solution. Next is solubility of solid in a liquid will be affected by some of the few points like nature of the solute, nature of the solvent, temperature are the important. How does nature of the solute will be varied? Already I have told you. If the substance is having the more affinity towards the liquid phase, then it will be easily dissolved. Nature of the solvent, as the polarity of the solvent will be increased, the solubility will be increased. Temperature, as the temperature increases, the solubility will be increased. But dear students, note that in a saturated solution, when the dynamic equilibrium is going to exist at the given temperature, you may change the solvent or solute, it is not going to be affected, because at a specified temperature and pressure, the solubility will be always constant. Let us take the dissolution of a NaOH in water and dissolution of NH4Cl, that is ammonium chloride, in water. In the laboratory, you have seen when you dissolve 1 or 2 pellets of the NaOH in the water, the beaker temperature will be increased. It is because the temperature will be liberated when the substance like NaOH is dissolved in the water. Whereas on the other hand, when you dissolve ammonium chloride in the water, the temperature will be decreased. It is mainly because the reaction is endothermic. If the reaction is exothermic, and you increase the temperature, then dissolution will be decreased or the solubility will be decreased. Whereas if the reaction is endothermic and you increase the temperature, then solubility or the dissolution of solute will be increased. The same thing you have already studied in the Le-Chatelier principle. Next, effect of temperature, same thing which I have told. According to the Le-Chatelier principle, if the dissolution process is endothermic, then saturated solution solubility should increase with increase in temperature, and for the exothermic reaction, solubility should decrease with increase in the temperature. Next, effect of pressure on the solubility of the solids in liquids. Remember students, pressure does not have any significant effect on the solubility of the solids in liquids, because solids and liquids are highly incompressible. Let us move to the next part, that is solubility of gas in the liquids. In the day-to-day life, you have seen the aquarium in which fish will be taking the oxygen from the dissolved water. That means the water is having some quantity of the oxygen. Similarly, aerated beverages like soda, Pepsi, Coke and all those things, they will be having the carbon dioxide which is dissolved in the water. That means in this case, in water, the gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide are usually dissolved. But to what extent they can be dissolved, and what are the parameters which will affect their solubility will be explained by the Henry. Very important question, Henry's law. The law states that at a constant temperature, the solubility of a gas in a liquid is directly proportional to the partial pressure of the gas present above the surface of liquid or the solution. What does he say? At a given temperature, constant temperature, the solubility of a gas, whatever quantity of the gas is going to be dissolved in liquid, is directly proportional to the partial pressure of that corresponding gas above the surface of liquid. As the pressure increases, the solubility of gas in liquid increases. One more definition you can write down: the partial pressure of the gas in vapor phase, that is P, is directly proportional to mole fraction of the gas in the liquid or in the solution. Mathematically, the Henry's law represented like this. According to the Henry's law, pressure is denoted by P and the mole fraction is denoted by X. And what does the law says? Pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction of a gas. That is, P is directly proportional to X. Or when I remove the proportionality constant, then P is equal to Kh into X, where Kh is called as Henry's law constant. Remember, as the value of Kh increases, solubility will decreases. As the solubility increases, Kh value will be decreases. Some of the selected gases, the value of Kh is listed out here. You can note down. For helium, it is 144.93. Above 3 are at the temperature of 293. Hydrogen 69.16. Nitrogen 76.48. Nitrogen 88.84. Oxygen 34.86 at 293 Kelvin and 46.82 at 303 Kelvin. Significance of the Henry's law. Higher the value of Kh, lower will be the solubility, as I have already said. So, Kh value of a gas increases with increase in the temperature. Hence, solubility of the gas in a liquid decreases with increase in the temperature. Let us move to last slide once again. Whether it is correct or not, we can check it. Kh value of gas increases with increase in temperature. Is it correct? See, I will compare only oxygen and nitrogen. Nitrogen to at 293 76, 303 it is 88. So when the temperature is increased, Kh value is also increased. For oxygen at 293 it was 34, whereas for 303 it is 46. Again, when the temperature increased, Kh value will be increased. Kh value of a gas increases with increase in temperature. In the first statement I said, as the Kh value increases, solubility decreases. So when increase in the temperature is seen, the solubility is also decreases. So same statement has been given here. Solubility of a gas in liquid decreases with increase in temperature. Let me put a graph, a partial pressure of HCl versus mole fraction of HCl in a solution with respect to different partial pressure and the mole fractions. See, mole fraction of HCl is go on increasing as the partial pressure is go on increasing. In the beginning, the solubility was less. As the pressure increases around 800-900, the mole fraction is 0.3. 0 to 0. Applications of the Henry's law and some of the numericals. Now let us start with the application part. First one, you have day-to-day life. You have seen the aerated beverages. Let me take a simple example of an soda or any bottle packed with aerated drink. When you open the bottle, immediately the carbon dioxide which is present inside the fresh bottle under the high pressure is released. So what will happen? All the gas will be coming out. That is what you will see. So to maintain the carbon dioxide inside the solution, what they will do? They will keep the solution in the high pressure. So to increase the solubility of carbon dioxide in soft drinks and soda water, the bottle is sealed under the high pressure. That is why when you bring any soda water or soft drinks, after certain time it will be an just sugar solution, because all the carbon dioxide which is present inside will be released when you open the bottle. You will open the bottle and you keep it inside, but still slowly the carbon dioxide which is present inside will be released. Second one is the major application. It is used by the scuba divers. When the scuba divers go inside the sea, when they are coming back, they will not be coming straight way. They will be taking hundreds of rounds and they will come upside. Because inside the water, the pressure will be very high. When the pressure is very high, the solubility of the gas which is present inside the blood will be increased. So what will happen? Inside the bloodstream, more and more amount of the oxygen will be dissolved. When this oxygen gas is dissolved and they directly come to the surface at the lower pressure, all the gas which is present inside will be released, and it may create a block in the blood vessels, due to which they will take several rounds inside the water only and slowly they will come upside, so that the pressure whatever was high at the lower level will be go on decreasing and they will come to surface at the normal level. So the same thing we will explain once again. When they come directly upside, this release dissolved gases and leads to formation of bubbles of nitrogen and oxygen in the blood, which will blocks the capillaries and create a medical condition known as bends, and due to the bends it will leads to death of the scuba divers. To avoid the bends, and tanks are used by the scuba divers are filled with air which is diluted with helium around 11.7 percentage, 56.2 percentage of nitrogen and 32.1 percentage of oxygen. Next application, at high altitude the partial pressure of oxygen is always less than that of the ground level, because pressure will be less. This leads to low concentration of oxygen in the blood, and due to this tissues of people living at high altitude or climbers will be low, and due to the low amount of oxygen in the blood, climbers become weak and they do not think clearly, and this medical condition is called as anoxia. Very two important medical terms you have studied in this concept. One is anoxia, second one is bends. Bends is for the scuba divers and anoxia for the climbers. Let us see some of the numericals based on the Henry's law. First one, if nitrogen gas is bubbled through a water at 293 Kelvin, how many millimoles of nitrogen gas would be dissolved in 1 liter of water? Assume that nitrogen exerts a partial pressure of 0.987 bar. The given Henry's law constant is 76.48. According to the Henry's law, P is equal to kH into X. So X is equal to P divided by kH. Pressure divided by Henry's constant. Partial pressure exerted by N2 gas, that is equal to 0.987 bars. And Henry's law constant they have given is 76.48 bars. So that is equal to 76.48 into 10 to the power of 3 bar. So substitute X is equal to 0.987 divided by 76.48 into 10 to the power of 3 is equal to 1.29 into 10 to the power of minus 5. Next they have asked is mole fraction of nitrogen, that is equal to N2 divided by N1 plus N2. N2 is equal to number of moles of nitrogen divided by total number of moles, where N1 is number of moles of water. So now X will be approximately N2 by N1 because X value is very small. You can see 1.29 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So substitute 1.29 into 10 to the power of minus 5 is equal to N2 divided by N1. For 1 liter of water, 1000 grams of H2, so number of moles is equal to 1000 divided by 18 is equal to 55.55. It is last year also we have studied this one. The number of moles of water in 1 kg or 1 liter or 1000 gram is equal to 55.55. So substitute N2 is equal to 1.29 into 10 to the power of minus 5 into N1. 1.29 into 10 to the power of minus 5 into 55.55, that is equal to 71.659 into 10 to the power of minus 5 moles or 0.7166 into 10 to the power of minus 3 moles. Since they have asked in terms of millimoles, I have converted to the 10 to the power of minus 3, that is equal to 0.7166 millimoles. That is what asked, number of millimoles N2 dissolved in given water is equal to 0.7166 millimoles. Thank you.